Anthropic cracks down on unauthorized Claude usage by third-party harnesses and rivals. Anthropic has confirmed the implementation of strict new technical safeguards preventing third-party applications from spoofing its official coding client, Claude Code, in order to access the underlying Claude AI models for more favorably pricing and limits, a move that has disrupted workflows for users of popular open-source coding agent OpenCode. Simultaneously, but separately, it has restricted usage of its AI models by rival labs, including xAI through the integrated developer environment Cursor, to train competing systems to Claude Code. The former action was clarified on Friday by Tariq Shihipar, a member of technical staff at Anthropic working on Claude Code. Writing on the social network X, formerly Twitter, Shihipar stated that the company had tightened our safeguards against spoofing the Claude Code harness. He acknowledged that the rollout had unintended collateral damage, noting that some user accounts were automatically banned for triggering abuse filters, an error the company is currently reversing. However, the blocking of the third-party integrations themselves appears to be intentional. The move targets harnesses, software wrappers that pilot a user's web-based Claude account via OAuth to drive automated workflows. This effectively severs the link between flat-rate consumer Claude Pro or Max plans and external coding environments. The harness problem. A harness acts as a bridge between a subscription designed for human chat and automated workflows. Tools like OpenCode work by spoofing the client identity, sending headers that convince the Anthropic server the request is coming from its own official command line interface (CLI) tool. Shihipar cited technical instability as the primary driver for the block, noting that unauthorized harnesses introduce bugs and usage patterns that Anthropic cannot properly diagnose. When a third-party wrapper like Cursor in certain configurations or OpenCode hits an error, users often blame the model, degrading trust in the platform. However, the developer community has pointed to a simpler economic reality underlying the restrictions on Cursor and similar tools: cost. In extensive discussions on Hacker News beginning yesterday, users coalesced around a buffet analogy. Anthropic offers an all-you-can-eat buffet via its consumer subscription, $200 per month for Max, but restricts the speed of consumption via its official tool, Claude Code. Third-party harnesses remove these speed limits. An autonomous agent running inside OpenCode can execute high-intensity loops, coding, testing, and fixing errors overnight that would be cost-prohibitive on a metered plan. In a month of Claude Code, it's easy to use so many LLM tokens that it would have cost you more than $1,000 if you'd paid via the API, noted Hacker News user DF Fabulich. By blocking these harnesses, Anthropic is forcing high-volume automation toward two sanctioned paths: the commercial API, metered per-token pricing, which captures the true cost of agentic loops, and Claude Code, Anthropic's managed environment, where they control the rate limits and execution sandbox. Community pivot, cat and mouse. The reaction from users has been swift and largely negative. Seems very customer hostile, wrote Danish programmer David Heinemeier Hansen, DHH, the creator of the popular Ruby on Rails open-source web development framework, in a post on X. However, others were more sympathetic to Anthropic. Anthropic crackdown on people abusing the subscription off is the gentlest it could have been, wrote Artem K, aka Banteg, on X, a developer associated with Yearn Finance. Just a polite message instead of nuking your account or retroactively charging you at API prices. The team behind OpenCode immediately launched OpenCode Black, a new premium tier for $200 per month that reportedly routes traffic through an enterprise API gateway to bypass the consumer OAuth restrictions. In addition, OpenCode creator Dax Rad posted on X saying that the company would be working with Anthropic rival OpenAI to allow users of its coding model and development agent Codex to benefit from their subscription directly within OpenCode, and then posted a GIF of the unforgettable scene from the 2000 film Gladiator, showing Maximus, Russell Crowe, asking a crowd, "Are you not entertained?" after chopping off an adversary's head with 2 swords. For now, the message from Anthropic is clear. The ecosystem is consolidating. Whether via legal enforcement, as seen with xAI's use of Cursor, or technical safeguards, the era of unrestricted access to Claude's reasoning capabilities is coming to an end. The xAI situation and Cursor connection. Simultaneous with the technical crackdown, developers at Musk's competing AI lab, xAI, have reportedly lost access to Anthropic's Claude models. While the timing suggests a unified strategy, sources familiar with the matter indicate this is a separate enforcement action based on commercial terms, with Cursor playing a pivotal role in the discovery. As first reported by tech journalist Kylie Robinson of the publication Core Memory, xAI staff had been using Anthropic models, specifically via the Cursor IDE, to accelerate their own development. Hi team, I believe many of you have already discovered that Anthropic models are not responding on Cursor. According to Cursor, this is a new policy Anthropic is enforcing for all its major competitors, Tony Wu wrote in a memo to staff on Wednesday, according to Robinson. However, Section D.4, Use Restrictions, of Anthropic's Commercial Terms of Service expressly prohibits customers from using the services to access the services to build a competing product or service, including to train competing AI models or to reverse engineer the services. In this instance, Cursor served as the vehicle for the violation. While the IDE itself is a legitimate tool, xAI's specific use of it to leverage Claude for competitive research triggered the legal block. Precedent for the block: the OpenAI and Windsurf cutoffs. The restriction on xAI is not the first time Anthropic has used its terms of service or infrastructure control to wall off a major competitor or third-party tool. This week's actions follow a clear pattern established throughout 2025, where Anthropic aggressively moved to protect its intellectual property and computing resources. In August 2025, the company revoked OpenAI's access to Claude API under strikingly similar circumstances. Sources told Wired that OpenAI had been using Claude to benchmark its own models and test safety responses, a practice Anthropic flagged as a violation of its competitive restrictions. Claude Code has become the go-to choice for coders everywhere, and so it was no surprise to learn OpenAI's own technical staff were also using our coding tools, an Anthropic spokesperson said at the time. Just months prior, in June 2025, the coding environment Windsurf faced a similar sudden blackout. In a public statement, the Windsurf team revealed that, with less than a week of notice, Anthropic informed us they were cutting off nearly all of our first-party capacity for the Claude 3.x model family. The move forced Windsurf to immediately strip direct access for free users and pivot to a bring-your-own-key, or BYOK, model, while promoting Google's Gemini as a stable alternative. While Windsurf eventually restored first-party access for paid users weeks later, the incident, combined with the OpenAI revocation and now the xAI block, reinforces a rigid boundary in the AI arms race. While labs and tools may coexist, Anthropic reserves the right to sever the connection the moment usage threatens its competitive advantage or business model. The catalyst: the viral rise of Claude Code. The timing of both crackdowns is inextricably linked to the massive surge in popularity for Claude Code, Anthropic's native terminal environment. While Claude Code was originally released in early 2025, it spent much of the year as a niche utility. The true breakout moment arrived only in December 2025 and the first days of January 2026, driven less by official updates, more by the community-led Ralph Wiggum phenomenon. Named after the dim-witted Simpsons character, the Ralph Wiggum plugin popularized a method of brute force coding. By trapping Claude in a self-healing loop where failures are fed back into the context window until the code passes tests, developers achieved results that felt surprisingly close to AGI.
But the current controversy isn't over users losing access to the Claude Code interface, which many power users actually find limiting, but rather the underlying engine, the Claude Opus 4.5 model. By spoofing the official Claude Code client, tools like OpenCode allowed developers to harness Anthropic's most powerful reasoning model for complex autonomous loops at a flat-rate subscription, effectively arbitraging the difference between consumer pricing and enterprise-grade intelligence. In fact, as developer Ed Anderson wrote on X, some of the popularity of Claude Code may have been driven by people spoofing it in this manner. Clearly, power users wanted to run it at massive scales without paying enterprise rates. Anthropic's new enforcement actions are a direct attempt to funnel this runaway demand back into its sanctioned, sustainable channels. From enterprise dev takeaways, this shift demands an immediate re-architecture of pipelines to prioritize stability over raw cost savings.